You're such an asshole!
Hello, chilling old Capmeister here, and this is I did that video for that Somali girl, God, what was it? Helping her adapt to Western civilization, get a career going on. And I guess this prompted another one. Hi, Aaron, longtime Hassle Consulting viewer. I was inspired to write to you after watching the video you did for the Somali young lady. I'm a Somali girl, come from a Muslim background. I consider myself a closet atheist, stop wearing hijab, etc. We're not going to mention name or ID because I'm worried about honor killings, whatever effed up shit goes on. You graduated college. You graduated from college. You are westernized. You don't use it. You're definitely westernized. You graduated from college in a worthless degree I'm not going to mention. You say a terrible decision. You don't have to remind me. I'm at a crossroads. Scroll down. I have no idea what I want to do career-wise, but I know I want to do something important. Military, health, etc. I'm not some flimsy marketing or social media desk job. Also something well-paid. I still live with my family. It sucks. My mom cried and lost her mind at the thought of me moving out for college, so I stayed home. All right, look, let me be clear, and this is not just about Somalia. The reason immigrants come to the United States is because at some level or levels, your home country was not only sucked, it was not tenable. It was not acceptable living standards. Right? Now, a lot of that is due to theocracies, dictators, tyrants, non-democracy, war, famine, whatever. Right? But you got to realize that a lot of the time, the reason your country sucks is because of cultural decisions your entire society makes as a group. Right? And this, again, not just Somalia, but this bullshit where your parents think that they own you. And this happens in the United States too, not commonly, but unfortunately it does happen predominantly in the black community, where the family or the parents love themselves more than their kids. So much to the point they will handicap and cripple their children from going out and doing something that's in their best interest. That not only help out the kid, but the family as well. Talked about the one instance where, well, it's not one instance, but the client one instance. Mom stole his credit card, took his social security number, racked up a bunch of credit card debt so that when he became an adult, he found out he had all this horrible credit when he never had a credit card. His mother used it. Another mother threatened to kick out her, I got 3 stories. One was where the guy wanted to join the military. The mom was going to kick him out of the family because if he left, she'd get less Section 8 housing. The other one did the same thing with Section 8 housing, except he was going to go to college, right? Now, when it comes to foreign, that's American, okay? And in that instance, you see that the parents love themselves more than children. Even in established rich communities where both mom and dad have to work, they love themselves more than their children because if they love their children, they would have stayed home and raised their children. But now every American woman has to go work a career because, well, their career is more important. They make the conscious choice to love their career more than their children. That's undeniable. Now, when it comes to immigrants or foreigners coming from a different culture, it may not be conscious on their part, or I would even say malicious. But, for example, we had, it's not uncommon where you have Asian immigrants coming over, and their mom and dad got to play this bigger dick game with their siblings to find out whose kids are the best kids. My son's he's an astronaut. Oh, my son's a doctor. Mine. And even though this guy was Iranian, there's the story of the guy from Iran. Came here to the United States. He couldn't handle med school because he couldn't stand the sight of blood and instead switched his degree to chemical engineering. Parents disowned him and he was living, because the stereotype was true in this guy's case. He had oil money or something. But he lived in his luxury SUV. His parents bought him because he couldn't afford lodging. And I think he went on to become a successful chemical engineer. This is probably the same thing, but it doesn't matter if it's malicious or not. I would say it's very malicious and very self-centered, and your mother absolutely does love herself more, because it's like you came to the Western world, you came to Canada in this case, for a better life, and now your mom is not allowing your children, her children, you guys, to go and have a better life. So I would say it's malicious, but it doesn't matter. She is preventing you from going and living a better life. Then this is the question I have for every immigrant that comes here or to Canada or wherever. You move to another country, you think it's better, the opportunities are better. Why are you not allowing yourself or your children to have a better life then? What did you come here for? If you're going to keep making the same dumb mistakes, Latinos come in, predominantly Mexico, but Latinos in general, not going to learn the language? What the fuck? What'd you come here for? Another question with the Latino, like, what, you came here to pick fruit? That's why you came here? To pick fruit? And I understand wages, but like, okay, engineering, a lot of Mexicans are good carpenters. Starting your own construction company? I know a guy, he's American but of Latino descent. He was doing cooling systems, HVAC and air conditioning. And he's like, I can do this. And he did. And now he runs it's not even local, it's a regional. He goes to other towns and he runs a successful business. That's what you're supposed to do when you get here. Well, you don't have to be an entrepreneur, but you sure the fuck don't stay at home. This has nothing to do with Islam or culture. It's like, you came here, you made it, and now you're going to guarantee that you're going to fail like our biggest losers in the world? What, you're going to go on welfare? You're going to stay at home? You're not going to meet a guy? You're not going to go out and get an education? You're not going to go get a good career? Now, you obviously, but that's one thing that confuses me. But that has to change, regardless of where you come from, is you got to get rid of the bad aspects of your culture that prevent success. And one of the most common ones is where parents think they own their freaking children and that their children are there to serve them, and they then cripple their children from going. So forget Islam. Forget that. You have every right to leave on the grounds alone that your mom is a selfish, jealous person. And it is crippling you, it's preventing you from, it's like a controlling husband that doesn't let you go out, or a controlling father that won't let you go out and become an accountant or whatever, whatever it is that you want to do. So on those grounds alone, I'm not saying maybe the title is misleading. You don't intend to leave your family, you don't intend to disown them or emancipate is the official legal word. But you are going to leave them in a sense as like, no, I've seen it before. Like, I'll give you another example. Me, good old me, your dad, big pastor, you have to be Christian. And according to Dad, I will burn in hell. Okay. And this is the difference between you and me, though. They had no money. I went off to college and I worked and put myself through college, paid for everything: food, clothing, shelter, tuition, insurance, everything. And when they don't pay you and you don't live with them and you don't rely on them, you don't have to do what they say. And so I still love my parents. I still visit my parents, of course, but that Christian bullshit is gone. That's done. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm an American, damn it. I'm going to do what I want. And so the parents, they think they have too much jurisdiction over you. They think they own you and can tell you what to do. Where not only is that not the case legally at the age of 18 in most countries, but it's ethically, logically, no, you don't tell me what to do. I mean, I'm an adult now. Inevitably, I have to go and do my own thing. And as long as you're not financially dependent on them, they don't have the right to tell you what to do. And that's where everyone screws up, immigrants or natives. Because I get a lot of, another microcosm of what's happening with you. It is very common. Right now, every kid going off to college, not every kid, a lot of kids are like, well, I don't know what to study, but if I don't go to college, my parents won't pay for rent. Well, I guess you better go pay your own rent. You have part responsibility here because you don't support yourself. You live at home. Well, now your mom can tell you what to do. And she says, oh, cry. Well, then she guilt trip you. You got to be a stronger person than that. Say, Mom, I love you, but I'm not staying here watching whatever the heck Somalis watch. I'm imagining a soap opera like what was it? Not not Landing Crest. What was it? That was in the 80s. Days of Our Lives was above Eagles Crest, something crest, but it'd be a Mogadishu crest, and it'd be the very rich Somalis, and there'd be crying and backstabbing and people sleeping with one another. It'd be very horrible. Really, is that what no, get out, leave. So you have every ethical, logical, legal right to go. So I really don't even think it has anything to do with Islam. And also, you're not leaving your family. You're not abandoning your parents. You're not abandoning your mom. Parents are always, you okay, 45 years old. Did you eat? No, Mom, I didn't eat. I just magically can exist on here. Of course I ate. Well, you just want to make sure you look a little skinny. They're parents, that's biology. But yeah, man, you have every right to live. You gotta go. Still live with my mom. She probably lost the thought of me moving out, so I stayed at home. She's a struggling, narcissistic single mom. Oh, Dad's not around. Well, you're Americanized now. What does Islam say about that? Are you cafeteria Muslim? You cafeteria Christians? You pick and choose what you want to follow, and then that premarital? No. This frankly has nothing to do with Islam. This has more to do with your mom being a fuck up. And brothers that are coddled and man-children. All my other female relatives are older and divorced single moms. What the hell is going on? I don't really want to follow in their footsteps. Well, not to defend Islam, but Islam really frowns upon that. Like, divorce and being a single mom is pretty freaking bad. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe you all got blood transfusion from American women, or in your case, Canadian women. Like, oh my God, I have this compunction to divorce everything. This is secular behavior. This isn't Muslim or religious behavior. This is all secular. I don't believe in Islam, but my family expect me to and get hysterical at the thought of me moving out and dating someone non-Muslim. All right, let me ask you this. Are they really Muslim? Because they're violating a whole bunch of rules and laws according to Islam. Right? And if they were that serious, that authentic, intellectually honest, they wouldn't be a bunch of single moms running around. Or is it more likely they're abusing the religion, they're abusing Islam to keep you there? In other words, their ulterior goal has nothing to do with Allah or Muhammad or Islam. It has everything to do with their own earthly, human, selfish, greedy desires. You literally said crabs in the bucket, which we'll get to later. That's it. And they're abusing a religion because you want to see people abuse religion. Watch Christian girls abuse religion to get ulterior aims and motives. So it's actually quite insulting to the religion what they're doing. Right? That's because it has nothing to do with the religion. They're not trying to save their soul. They're doing it for purely selfish reasons. That's what I've seen. That's what I've witnessed growing up as a Christian, being a preacher's kid, seeing all the people talking to all the buzz. Like, none of you believe anything in that damn Bible. None of you you're all sleeping with each other. It's like this is all a facade, and above all else, it's an actual insult to the religion. You not believing it and saying, you know what, I gotta dip out because I don't believe it. That is more respect to the religion. Like people say, well, why do you check out Judaism? Why do you do that? Why do you go to church and check it out? Well, because I'm not religious, and it'd be an insult for me. It'd be disrespectful to go in this place of worship when I don't believe it. So, at some point when you get older, maybe you'll revisit religions. Maybe you'll revisit Islam. Maybe you'll revisit a different religion or something like that. But for now, especially when you're younger, you really need to get your what's it called? Opposite of religious. Your secular ethics in line. You really need to know how to interact with me and to realize when people are treating you poorly, hiding it, masquerading and masking it behind religious intentions. Man, I saw that like, oh, we're threatening you with hell because we love you. You have to worship this weird guy, otherwise you'll burn, because he hates you, he'll burn you, he'll destroy you, because he cares, he loves you. And so you're running into this hypocrisy because what they're saying, what they're trying to do, don't add up. Doesn't jive. Dating someone non-Muslim? No. Okay, crabs in a bucket mentality, I guess. I know the kind of guy I want. I'm Canadian. I'm really into guys in the military. What girls aren't? I guess you could. Is there something wrong with firefighters or something like that? I want a guy who's into working out, camping, and being a real man's man. I have to hide when I date. It's pretty depressing. Well, if you supported yourself and move out, it wouldn't matter, would it? What, you think my parents ever knew I was bringing a girl? What did they didn't know? I had my own place. You didn't bring over a girl, did you? No, Ma. I'm a virgin at 42. Yeah. I can't ever introduce a guy because I'm attracted to guys who aren't religious and usually white guys. Okay. Well, look, your family, just me assessing it. And this happens to every family, though. You got to wake your family up to the fact that you're your own person. You're going to do your own things. That doesn't mean you don't love them. It doesn't mean you don't respect them. It doesn't mean you don't ever go visit them again. But a lot of times, the children have to break from the parents and remind the parents that the parents don't own them. You're not a little 3-year-old anymore. And I wouldn't bring anyone around your family until they start respecting you. And you know what? Unfortunately, given the behavior, hypocritical behavior of your mom, I don't know where your dad is, and your other female relatives, you may have to get used to the fact that you're never going to introduce any potential love interest or potential future husband, even friends, to them. You may not be able to go back. But unfortunately, this is what enrages me the most about it when I see immigrant parents, as well as domestic parents, putting religion or politics or something like that in between the love of their children because they love themselves more than that. It's just like, geez, you really are selfish bastards, aren't you? And now it pits your biological programming because, of course, you're going to love your mom. You need your mom, especially when you're younger. Who doesn't? I had a guy who's ran into trouble with his dad. His dad was a kind of a dick and was not there for him and said untoward things to him. And then his dad died, and even though his dad kind of treated him like shit, he felt horrible because he didn't talk to his dad. You have all this huge biological programming and genetic wiring that goes into wanting to be with your parents. And a lot of parents, they'll take advantage of that, and that pisses me off. And I think that's what's happening here. So I'm trying to give you a medium road to go down where you go do your thing, go live your life, do your stuff. But at the same time, you can have a relationship with your parents. But be fully aware this is behavior of narcissists, which you said so. And narcissists don't love anyone but themselves, even your mom. So maybe you're the only one to avail yourself of getting out of Somalia. Maybe. I can never introduce a guy, usually white guys. I'm pretty decent looking, I'd say, but there's always the hurdle of whether people like black girls because I'm obviously aware of my ethnicity, especially these days. It always sucks to have to think about guys that are into race play or trying to black girl. Well, yeah, but that's what you're going to have to face. That's the market. Look, what it is until someone proves it to me wrong. Races are like is attracted to like. The stereotype that all the black dudes are trying to get the hot blonde chick, they're doing that because of status. The average black guy wants a black gal with a little bit more booty, a little bit more junk in the trunk, and a nice set of tits. All right. Hopefully not another man's kid. Oh, geez. Well, maybe that's why they're going after white chicks. Okay. All right. It's funny because it's true. White people prefer white people, Latino. Not like I haven't dated a Latina or an Asian gal. But you got bigger things to worry about. Just be thin, be attractive. God Almighty, don't become like the Somalis women in Minnesota, where they get off the plane and they start. I've seen it every once in a while. There's kind of a I hate her guts, but I'll give you an example so everyone knows. Like Ilhan Omar. That's the exception, not the rule. Ilhan Omar is actually an attractive young gal for a Somali gal. Again, not my cup of tea, but you look at very pretty face, some Arabic features in there. And you're like, oh, and every once in a while, I'm like, oh, dang, look at that one. But that's very rare. Well, then they get the American diet and they blow it up, which Ilya Omar, to be honest, has not done. But the other ones are they're driving their Honda Odysseys, and then but the Somali guys don't get fat. I never understood. They're real thin. I'm like, how is it you're real thin and your wife is super fat? What the hell is going on? As long as you don't become that stereotype Somali gal with 800 pounds on her because she discovered McDonald's, you should be able to find not any guy, but guys that, if you like the white guys, can't guarantee they're going to go after the black gals. But some do. I got a buddy, I think he's married now, but he's been traveling all around the world, but he's originally from Russia, and he's dating a black gal. I think she's Western. He went black. He went, I think, it wasn't Kenya. Kenya's on the east. Ghana? I forgot where but she's more traditionally black. Anyway, she's in shape. She's not overweight. She's nice. Your competition from the native Western women is not going to be that hard. And here again, Islam might help you, being a little bit more traditional, a little bit more cultured. You may not enjoy or believe in Islam, but you sure as heck don't. I don't think you're supporting Cardi B and that crassness. So being svelte, being feminine, being nice, being traditional, that's going to give you a huge advantage. So you should be able to find who you want to date. No guarantees, though. I see myself living somewhere like Boston. Oh, God, you don't want to go to Boston. Go get my book, Reconnaissance Man. If you want to come to the United States, go get Reconnaissance Man. You're not going to find no conservative, libertarian type of guys and manly men in Boston. It's all a bunch of leftists. You know. Boston, but I'm not sure what my prospects of that looks like with my worthless degree. Well, you're going to have to get a better degree. I'm ridiculously shy. That's not a bad thing. And had the worst stint of depression and anxiety through college. All right, well, get out, get some exercise. Dude, if you're living with that type of environment, no wonder you're depressed. You got to get your own place and get out and go do. I'm also trying to figure out how to navigate out of that. What should I do? Should I try and find a job in the U.S.? With your degree, it's very unlikely. Should I join the military to put myself in the line of the sight of a guy? It's not a bad idea, but you should probably join the military because you get a GI Bill. You go back to college for a real degree. They pay for food, clothing, and shelter, and you escape your mom. You don't have to join the U.S. military. You can join the Canadian Navy, or Canadian military. I'm thinking Rhinestone. And I don't know what it is for a Canadian to apply for the United States military. You may not be able to. They might have an interest in you if you speak Arabic or whatever the language is that Somalis speak. You could be special, well, maybe not specialized, but you could be intelligence. Should I go back to school and get into STEM? Yes, but not now. You got to prioritize your goals here. First thing you got to do is you got to get out of that house. That's the first thing. The second thing is maybe you're going to have to get some kind of education. These could be a year or two apart. Like you could just go work a job, find yourself a safe place to stay, get stable. Then if you have extra time, a little bit extra money, then you go back to school for accounting, engineering, or whatever it is that gets you money. How should I network into meeting new people? Let me know. And then you have your social question. All right, so first, you got to escape your mom. That could be done very quickly by joining the military. Your attitude, you like masculine men. You seem to be very westernized. You're not like, but my things and my stuff and my feelings and my culture, even though it's crappy. You seem like you want to participate in Western civilization. So I would look into what the Canadian military offers. I don't think the benefits are as good as the United States military. But see if they pay for education. See if you can get into the United States military. They used to have a program that would allow foreigners in. Like if you serve, then you can become a U.S. citizen. I think they put a hold on that, especially now with the disease floating around. I don't even think you can travel to the U.S. But the military is not the worst thing. I would not join the military, though, just to find a guy. because it's going to be a miserable experience for you. What you need to do is you need to toughen up and become a truly strong, independent woman. Not the bullshit Western women say, like, as they collect a government check, they stay in academia, they major in the worthless thing you do, they become a professor. I'm strong, independent. No, like, if you were a soldier, you're a pretty strong, independent woman. But yeah, you're obviously you're going to meet a lot more guys there. But you should also go there for yourself. Like, you'll galvanize up. You'll have some kind of, you'll definitely toughen up. You'll be able to face down anybody telling you no. You won't be shy no more. I mean, you can still be shy or bashful or whatever, but you're not going to be intimidated. They got to be giving you some kind of training. I don't mean just to kill people, but they got to be giving you some kind of training that would have kind of a civilian application afterwards. I'd imagine the Canadian military has a version of the GI Bill where you get some kind of cheaper tuition in Canada. This will just get you on your feet. You could start saving money. You got free food, clothing, and shelter, and healthcare, even education in the military, I'd imagine. And then that gets you away from your parents. Now you get with your mom. You get financially stable. You get a little bit of work experience under your belt. Maybe you learn a trade or something in the military. Now you have a little bit of money, maybe even scholarship for the military. Okay, now you go back to school, and while you're sitting in the military, figure out what you want to do. All of a sudden you find out you want to be an electrician, or you really like computer science, or whatever it is, as long as it's not stupid, which you know now. Then you get out of the military, you go to college, and then you get a degree. And then by this time, I won't lie to you, you're going to be 28, 29, 30. No, you're going to be 29, 30, 31. And maybe you find a husband in the military, but at least you'll come out of it knowing who you are, much better prepared and much better armed to go and enjoy a good life in Western society. Then you go work your job and your thing, and you know what you get to do? You get to go do whatever you want. Oh wait, you're in Canada, so you can't do quite as much as we do here in the United States. That's all right. That's all right. But yeah, man, go to Banff. Go check out Revelstoke, go to Jasper, go to Vancouver, go do whatever you want. Go live, be happy you're not getting shot at. But just don't make the mistake your mom did, which I don't think you're going to. But, and then, you go back, you visit mom. And to be truthfully honest, just make them happy. Like, if you're going to go back visit your family, wear the hijab. Are you going to yes, Mom, I'm going to mosque. I mean, if it's going to upset her that much. Yeah, I'm going to mosque. Well, I haven't found a place yet, Mom. Been kind of busy, been trialing around. Just pat her on the head, make her happy, and go do your thing. Now, I had a couple questions. Well, do you want to live in the United States and Canada? Can you afford to live on your own? Prefer to live in the United States as far away from my family as possible. Okay, that kind of sounds like disowning then. All right. But obviously it's not the easiest getting residency compared to other countries. No, it's not, but contact a U.S. recruiter, find out, seriously, just call them. Call up a U.S. recruiter, say, hey, what's it take to get here? Brother's not too religious. I just don't want to give too much data away. You said you had some other stuff. You're pretty hesitant about a military career. Dude, it doesn't matter. What do you want? Life is all about a certain amount of doing what you don't want to do. Everyone has to do a certain amount of stuff that they don't want to do. The sooner you get that stuff out of the way, the easier life is going to be. Usually it's going to college or training or going through a forging process like the military or poverty or something like that. Some people it's getting married and having a family and getting divorced. You have to go through some kind of pain and suffering to come out of it a stronger, better person and know, well, above all else, when people are trying to screw you over, but nothing phases you anyway. You can go on. You're a functional human. You can survive in the real world. And the military, honestly, it's one of the easier routes because everything's paid for. I did it the hard way. I worked for $6.90 an hour. I didn't get any scholarship. I was patrolling in cold-ass weather with not enough gear or equipment. Okay, yeah, I might have gotten shot at. Yeah, I could have even gotten killed. But barring getting killed or maimed, it probably would have been easier in the military because you had food, clothing, shelter, and not even necessarily being in the military. But then what? Every friend of mine I know who's in the military, out of the military, they're all disabled and getting checks. I'm like, but you run marathons. Well, yeah, but I got a bad toe. I'm like, you got a bad toe in my left foot. There's avoiding pain, which in the long run is more painful. And there's just taking on the pain and getting it over with. That is painful, but it's less painful overall. And unless you got a better plan, unless you know, I'm really good at programming and I got offers to start coding stuff, the military's probably, that's why I recommend it all the time. I don't know if I have the guts. Don't worry, the modern day military, especially the Canadian military, is pretty wimpy compared to what you've seen on the television. And if you were in Somalia, were you even old enough? No, you're not old enough for Mogadishu. I'm sure you've seen it. If you saw any U.S. soldiers in Somalia, those were probably our badasses. For every one of them nowadays, there's some, God almighty, look at the affirmative action. We're actually helping the girls do pull-ups and basic training. We're all together. It's been so pussified. So it's not even about guts. And dude, they are, in the United States and Canada, everyone is bowing down to kiss black female dick. And now you're Muslim, or they think you're Muslim, just to show how not racist, sexist, or anti-Muslim they are. They're gonna take advantage of it. They're gonna lower the standards for you so much. Now you still should hold yourself up to your own standards so you succeed, become a stronger person. But I wouldn't worry about having the guns. They'd be like, oh my God, can we shoot the gun for you? Okay, what do we want to, oh my God, let's have a seance. Just advice on being independent from a family expects me to be in a hijab version versus interested in becoming non-Muslim and dating to find a quality guy. That's it. Well, you're doing fine. You're just going to have to make decisions and go out on your own. But at the same time, don't put too much on your plate. Like right now, I wouldn't say you're in any position to date or condition to date. Get a job or get out of the house, however that is. Stabilize yourself. Get a plan of what you want to do and move towards that. Military career, whatever that happens to be. Don't make the guy your goal. Right? Don't like, and now I need to find a guy. You don't have time for that, dear. You can barely support yourself. Right? Go become yourself so a guy has something to fall in love with. Right? And then this chick, she's like a sergeant. She's a gunnery sergeant. Yeah, from Somalia. She's kind of different, man. Yeah. Well, I'm not normally in the butt, but she's thin. It's not like she's driving the Honda Odyssey around and weighs 250 pounds. She's a thin gal. Yeah, I would. Oh, she kind of looked at me and winked at me. I didn't know. I don't know. Maybe you should have. Or maybe I should. And then they named their kids Aaron. Preferably off dating sites. Yeah, I don't blame you with those dating sites. Worry about the dating later. All right. Jesus, 93 comments. What time did I start this? We're going to do a Miss Super Chats once I get to Vegas and the audio quality isn't so bad. I saw some Super Chats. Kevin McComber. Zarua, that's new, for $2. Aaron had a dating service in this community. I did, whatever community that is. Ice Nose, $2. Think of me when you poop. Septic tank fund. Thank you, Ice Nose. Yes, I will. Should I do like the plaque? Like if you donate $100, I'll put in memory of Ice Nose, and then there's like the $100 club and the $50 club and this dollar club, and then when people dig it up, like why is this septic tank got all these badges on them with people's names and numbers? Is that it? I think that's it. All right, that's it. Questions, answers, AstroConsulting.com. We'll see you guys later.